Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. How's that sound? Alright, I think we're good to go. It's me, Jack, and we're back. And it's only been, what, 3 weeks since our last upload? Okay, well, I guess that's not too crazy considering most YouTube channels' schedules, but anyway, Claire and I just got settled in our new apartment. It's pretty sweet. I have a new desk and a mic set up, and I might even get a webcam since I'm not working out of a cave anymore. It's exciting, but yeah, the moving process ate into our upload schedule a bit. Not to worry though, because we are officially back and we have exciting plans for the rest of July and August. But I thought the most appropriate way to ease back into a regular subjectively upload schedule was with a new Mazza region video. I'm not stupid, I know what the people want. And honestly, I've missed designing new Pokemon. But today, it's not all gonna be new stuff, so to speak. In some of my more recent Mazza region videos, I spent a good amount of time re-illustrating and slightly redesigning old Mazza region Fakemon. I've been working on this hypothetical Generation 9 for over a year now, and I'm learning a lot about how to render convincing looking Fakemon and about art and my process in general. I'm happy with most of the designs I've done so far, but there are a few that I feel like I could modernize with what I now know as an artist. And since I'm updating the format for the Pokédex pages, it made sense that I update the artwork for each Mon in the process. So yes, there will be new designs in this video, but there will also be a couple of tweaks to older Pokemon as well. And I know it's been a long time since our last upload, but don't get confused. It's not October yet. The Pokemon in this video all happen to be ghost types coincidentally, but unlike the hallowed forms, these are canon in the Mazza region. Okay, let's get into this, shall we? We're going to start by updating one of the more iconic Mazza region designs and its evolutionary line, Lil Arena. Because our idea for the player character's main rival is to have her be a ghost-type trainer, and Lil Arena's line was the only ghost-type in the Mazza region so far, there's been a lot of fan art with her and this Pokemon. I've grown pretty attached to its design, and I didn't really want to change much. Mainly, I just wanted to update the artwork. These 3 Mons suffered from the same problem as Minimello. For some reason, I made them on canvases much larger than the other illustrations, so the line work was inconsistent. That was the first thing I wanted to change. Other goals for this redraw were clean up the silhouette so it didn't look so lopsided, clarify the layering in the hair, remove the legs so it felt less grounded and more floaty, and better convey the idea of reflective water in the lighting of the artwork. I'm much happier with this rendering than with the original, but you guys gotta let me know what you think as well. I know some of you get really attached to the original designs and don't like seeing them change, but I feel like it's for the best. Let me know how you feel about these changes. Yukina, the second form of this line, was another design that I was happy with after I finished it the first time. These kinds of cutesy, humanoid designs are a little out of my wheelhouse, so I'm always proud of myself when they come out even looking half decent. But looking back at the original design, there were a few little nitpicks that I felt like I could rectify in another design. Like with Lil Arena, I wanted to remove the legs so that it looked more floaty and kept the silhouette round and wavy. I wanted to better convey a sense that the Pokemon looked as though it was underwater, especially with the hair. This line is based off of a Mexican myth about a mother who drowns her children, and as dark as that is, I wanted it to reflect a little bit in the first 2 forms. It didn't look sad enough. Both Lil Arena and Yukina needed to look as though they were sobbing, and the original art made it look more like it was singing. I also wanted to tighten up the silhouette and make it a bit more bottom heavy, an overall teardrop kind of shape. And I wanted to make it all just a little bit smaller, shorter, and cuter. And that was pretty much it. I think everything about the new rendering is better than the original, but of course, that's just me. What do you guys think? I knew getting into this video that Uranaqua, the final form of this evolutionary line, would require the most work to get it where I wanted it to be. Again, not a ton of changes. I still like it, but there are some issues that needed ramification, at least in my opinion. First and foremost, the head was way too small. It did make the design feel creepier, but this is a Pokemon, not a character from a horror game. Having it be able to emote clearly turns it from something truly terrifying into a character that has the potential to either be scary or empathetic. I always keep James Turner's #1 design principle in mind when I design Pokemon. It has to look like it could be your friend. There was too much negative space with nothing going on in it. Because I made the head so small, the hair and dress drew most of the viewer's attention. I needed to diminish that space and or make it more interesting. The pose was too ambiguous. My intention with the pose was to make it look like it had just been sobbing into its hand and then was interrupted, looking up to see what the disturbance was. I kept fiddling with this one right up past the final rendering stage, but I am much more happy with it. It may even seem like I didn't change that much, and maybe that's for the best, but for me, these differences help me feel better about the design as a whole. We've now come to the end of the part of the video where you watch me draw things I've already drawn before. I hear you, you want something new. Well, I've had this idea in my head for months now, and it's time to bring it into fruition. If I remember correctly, I believe a fan suggested this idea to me in the comments of another video, or perhaps in the Discord. I actually did a design similar to this concept back during October of last year for a hollowed form, but instead of Florges, this suggestion was to give Rosalia a regional variant with a pair of marigolds as opposed to roses. In Mexico, marigolds have incredible cultural significance with roots dating back as far as the Aztecs. They're used during the celebration of Dia de Muertos, the Day of the Dead, to decorate the graves of deceased loved ones. This point of inspiration gave me a ton of visuals to modify the look of Rosalia to reflect the Day of the Dead. I really like Rosalia. It's cute, subtle, and the best part is when it opens up its eyes. An important part to creating a regional variant is to change the personality of the design, so I gave this Rosalia a much more coy expression, with a look in its eyes like it knows something that you don't. I changed the rose thorns on its head to something more resembling hair buns, but inspired by the shapes of marigold buds. And of course, the rose arms were swapped out for the marigolds. Orange, red, and shades of purple are used in the celebration of Dia de Muertos, so I made one hand orange and the other a deep maroon. The rest of the colors were very desaturated to reinforce the ghost typing. It's definitely an unconventional looking ghost type, but a lot of regional variants have ambiguous typings. What do you guys think? Rosalia, Mazian form, the thorn Pokemon. The flowers on the end of Rosalia's arms are said to possess supernatural properties. In certain nights in the Maza region, Rosalia gather en masse in graveyards to channel the spirits of people and Pokemon that have passed on from this world. The gatherings are quite beautiful and surprisingly festive. Many Mazian locals even celebrate the phenomenon as a holiday. Okay, and for the final Pokemon design in this video, we'll look at the evolution for Mazian Rosalia, Mazian Roserade. This, for me, was kind of like a redesign in some ways. There's a lot that I like about Roserade, but a few things that I don't. Now, of course, these are two different Pokemon designs serving two different purposes. Roserade, as the name implies, is designed to look like a masked dancer at a masquerade ball. Very European, very elegant, very smug. Mazian Roserade was to look more enigmatic, slightly mysterious, while still having a bit of that smugness that is iconic to the original design. Because Roserade is already designed with an implied mask, it wasn't a far leap to redesign it as if it was made up with a festive Dia de Muertos skull. Like with Rosalia, I changed up the implied hair to make it more closely resemble something like tight top buns, shaped like marigold buds. I kept the dark, desaturated brown in the hair, and used a muted, more washed out green for the body. While I did want the whole thing to have an undead kind of aesthetic, I also didn't want it to look too morbid. Death is not a grim subject in most Mexican cultures, and especially during the Day of the Dead celebrations. Color and light are more closely associated with the afterlife than darkness and gloom. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I didn't make a Mazian Badoo. I figured since Badoo is a baby Pokemon, you probably wouldn't encounter it in the wild, and I really wouldn't change too much about it even if I did give it a regional form. That said, I do love Badoo, it's adorable, and you'll still be able to see them in the Maza region. They just don't look any different. Roserade, Mazian form, the bouquet Pokemon. Haunting but beautiful, Roserade and the Maza region have a special connection with the afterlife. People can use Roserade to communicate with loved ones who have passed on, and some people believe that the Pokemon can travel freely between the spirit realm and our own. They can also wield this supernatural power in battle, channeling energy from beyond the grave to strike down their foes. And that's all for today's video. What did you guys think? Are you happy with the changes to the old mons, or should I have left them exactly the way they were? And what do you think about the new designs? Are we fans of Mazian Rosalia and Roserade, or do you wish I had done something differently with them? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for the big hiatus that we had, but we're back, and we're getting back into our regular schedule. I'll be streaming again soon as well. Peace out, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.